Hello, this is Russell from
Tones of Evil.
and you're listening to Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to make sure you know all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on all new episodes of Wade's World, Boob Windows and Long Boxes, our Hard R movie reviews, and so much more, all completely uncensored. Access starts for as little as $1 a month, full videos when you pledge $3 a month. Check us out at the link in all of our show notes, or just go straight to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luke of Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
Diggity dank.
Hello and welcome back to another week of the Nightwing news, now on the new Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast. I am Phil. Joining me as always, it is...
Hello, I'm Kristen.
And I don't know how much diggity dankness we're getting today. I mean, we're talking Titans Season 3, Episode 10, but yes, kids, the threat is real. All-Star Batman and Robin. All 10 issues. I must have been...
got some things to say.
I must have had PTSD. I swear to God, I thought it was 11 issues.
It should be more. We'll get to it. But
well, I think it was supposed to go to at least 12. But yeah,
it very clearly ends in the middle of things. And they could have ended it after 9 issues.
The last page says to be continued.
Right, but they could have ended it at 9.
True.
And it would have kind of worked.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. Alright, so... Okay, let me refresh my memory here real quick. So we'll start with Titans Season 3, Episode 10. What was this called? Troubled Water. Oh, that's right. With Donna trying to break into Gotham.
Okay, I would like to say... The number one thing I noticed, and I thought it was so hilarious, but I guess also kind of made sense since... We realized afterwards that Scarecrow and Jason were going back to Wayne Manor, but when the Titans were getting arrested, and they were going to turn themselves in, they even brought Crypto. Like, what? The cops are going to arrest the dog?
Well, maybe they're hoping someone will feed the dog. You know, they're not going to leave him at that. Well, I mean, Crypto's smart enough to feed himself, so. I
just thought it was so. It was good that he was with them. On the one hand, I understand taking the dog with you, but on the other hand. Really? Are they Gotham PD gonna arrest a dog? Of course, then near the end, there even was a wanted poster up for Crypto.
I know. That's funny.
I'm like, come on! He's a dog! He's a good boy!
So basically the Scarecrow, uses fake news and makes everyone think the Titans are the bad guys. So, yeah, as a show of good faith, Dick was gonna have everyone turn themselves in and then, we'll be back out on the street in an hour, but things go bad.
Well, because Red Hood got to that. I'm not quite sure what that guy was supposed to be.
What, that cop?
Yeah, like what his title was. If he was a chief of police or
something. He answers to Barbara, I believe, so it's like...
Well, yeah, the commissioner's the highest. I would assume a chief of police would be lower than her. I don't know if he was like the head of the union. I don't know. He clearly had some sort of leadership role, but I wasn't quite sure what it was.
Because he was about to fire, I guess at least on Dick, if not all of them, and it's like, I get if any cop shoots someone, there's going to be an investigation, especially if they shoot another cop. But it's like Barbara ordered him to drop his gun and he didn't. So I'm like, I don't get why she's in as much trouble as she is for shooting him. Be like, you know what?
Plus, as well as we know, he's shady. He's a dirty cop.
Exactly. But if your superior officer tells you, hey, don't gun down that person, and you don't do it, it's like.
This is true.
I don't know. And then, of course, now Gotham's ain't no man's land. Because the government has...
But Donna made it in. And so did Raven.
Oh, yeah. Well, Raven can just teleport.
All right, which is super sweet. And what's so interesting to me is, it's been 2 years. And this just makes me feel old. But you can really see, because the... Tegan Croft, maybe was her name, who plays Raven, was definitely the youngest person.
Yeah.
You can really see how she's grown up between season 2 and season 3. She still is very young, but she looks more adult. Like, her face is a little bit less baby face, and that makes me feel really old. And I'm like, oh, I can tell that you grew up some.
That's the danger when you like, have, some of these child actors at a certain age. Yeah, between seasons, they might like shoot up like 6 inches. Yeah. And
I mean, I don't know if she's tall. I mean, she's still got to go to,
she's mature.
I honestly don't consider myself that observant of those things. And I was kind of surprised that I noticed that.
Yeah, I did notice that too. Yeah.
Oh, she's all grown up now. So that's not cool, but it's nice to see everybody back. I was kind of sad though that Jason said, I almost had them, they were going to take me back. I thought, maybe it's just because I'm a sap. I thought that Jason really wanted to come back, and then it sounds like it was just a ruse.
Well, I thought he did too, but I don't know if he's just, his head's not in a good place or what, but it's just like...
Maybe he's trying to play the Scarecrow.
Yeah, but he cut up the Wayne family picture. That's a no-no.
Yeah, that's true. Although it did feel like he was mostly attacking Bruce's face.
Well, yeah.
I mean, Bruce, he's he's the least important part of the picture. He wants to be able to stare at his parents, not at himself.
Well, I just wonder if they're going to capture Scarecrow and then Jason's going to like go out on his own because, I mean, haven't they pretty much confirmed Tim's going to be Robin?
I mean, who knows? What if Tim doesn't fully recover from getting shot by Jason? Maybe he's going to become an Oracle type.
I don't know. Or Jason dies or fakes his death.
I don't know. I said I don't want to speculate. I'm not good at it. Let's just see where the journey takes us.
But I'm just like, I don't know. This Scarecrow seems too unfocused to be giving them this much trouble. He's like a big pothead. I'm like, you're really going to give the Titans? You're really going to give Dick this much trouble?
I guess because his drugs, and I guess because Gotham is a bad place anyway.
I mean, he's not a serious professor like yourself. I mean, he's,
Don't worry, I wouldn't give the Titans any trouble. I'm not that creative.
Well, I'm saying you're smart enough. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I don't know if I am. But it's good. Let's not test it. I'll try to keep my villainy in check.
So, yes, only 3 more episodes this season already.
I know a lot of stuff's going to happen.
The next episode coming in 3 days. The call is coming from inside the house. It sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah, that is. I think that's a classic horror trope. So, that's Jason going to be calling them because he's infiltrated.
There's one sentence summary here that Crane and Red Hood planned the death of Nightwing.
Oh, snap.
I think that's what they wanted to. Oh, and then episode 12, Prodigal.
Okay.
Watch, you're probably talking about like Jason or something, not Dick, but. And episode 13, Purple Rain.
Oh.
Is the little prince going to try to rejoin the Titans?
Is that what it says?
No.
Oh.
I was making a joke because it's Purple Rain, Prince.
Well, right. I was like, yeah, they're going to play Prince songs or something. It's going to be a throwback to 1989.
Oh.
Well, we will find out who's associated with Purple. Well, Starfire is kind of associated with Purple.
Yeah, true. Oh, true.
Her sister stole her powers. Or was it an accident?
So maybe season 4 will finally get Tamaran?
I don't know. They better not kill Nightwing, though. I'm going to stop watching the show.
You know what? Maybe they didn't do Tamaran this season because maybe with like COVID restrictions, they don't want like 50 million people in like alien makeup running around in the same area.
Maybe it was because of COVID. Tamaran said, no Earthlings, you're not welcome. So they couldn't go there.
That's right. These days, man, those aliens lock their doors when they drive past our planet.
I would.
Oh, yeah.
We got some nasty stuff.
Some nasty people. All right. So should we get to All-Star Batman and Robin? Because we do have 10 issues.
Yeah, we have so much.
We're just going to hit, like you were saying, I think we're just going to hit the highlight. I'm putting this in quotes, people. The highlights.
Yes, the lowlights. And sorry, only things that have to do with Dick Grayson. Well, maybe not only.
Well, I was going to say, those are like all the best parts.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, hold on. I'm just looking up something here. There we go. Yes, for those of you who don't know, All-Star Batman and Robin is an American comic book series written by Frank Miller. Yes, he was already off the rails by this point, and penciled by Jim Lee. It was published by DC Comics. 10 issues, kids. Remember this. 10 issues. with a sporadic schedule between 2005 and 2008. So 3 years to get out 10 issues, kids.
Yeah, you can tell so much. I mean, this whole ASBAR, as the abbreviation is, this whole thing and the schedule and all this stuff, it's very evident that it is by someone who, like, put his time in and is kind of a quote-unquote rock star now, because he can do whatever he wants.
I don't know.
And he is doing what he wants, and he needed an editor. He needed someone to restrain him.
That's kind of like a Kevin
No
Smith.
one did.
It's kind of like a Kevin Smith schedule when he writes comics. Yes, I think you mentioned this last week. The series was to be rebooted under the title Dark Knight Boy Wonder in 2011, when both Miller and Lee were to finish the last 6 issues. So this might have went to 16. The series retells the origin of Dick Grayson, who becomes Batman's sidekick, Robin. I'm just looking at the Wikipedia. I love schedule irregular.
Indeed. Does it tell you in there, read the title of that Forbes article? What was it? Like, the worst comic in the history of the world might get an ending?
I'm looking up. Oh, the series' first issue sold over 300,000 copies. The once monthly series became increasingly delayed over time to the point where only one issue was published in 2006. One issue in all of 2000. Again, I remember.
I wonder which one that was. I hope it was a good one.
I don't know. I remember picking this up new, and it was hard too because it was like, wait, where were they at? You know.
Yeah. Yeah. By the time I got back into comics, my dad already had them, and so I sat down to read it, and I just was like, "What is happening?" All right, let's start with the good thing. The art is good.
Oh yeah, it's Jim Lee. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you like his style, which I do, art is good.
I mean, Jim Lee's art was like a big part of like why the X-Men were like late 80s, early 90s, like part of their popularity. I mean, they were popular before that, but yeah, once you added Jim Lee's art to like Chris Claremont's stories, like, again, X-Men #1 that came out in, what was that, 1990? I mean, still the highest selling comic ever, I think.
Wow.
So,
well,
yeah.
And so the story is kind of batshit. I mean, it's all like, how do you take something that's so basic, Batman gets a sidekick, and make it so ridiculous? But yeah, the art.
Well, I think Frank Miller likes writing like this gritty stuff, and he basically he probably had a story just like kind of they wanted something different, and he's like, well, let me dirty it up. I mean, again, it's almost like The Dark Knight Returns, which Lilith and I are going to be covering in a couple of weeks here, but no, but he just took it to the next level, because if you read like the 2 sequels to The Dark Knight Returns, oh my god, it's like...
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't think that Frank Miller should write Dick Grayson. I think that Dick Grayson, the kind of comics Frank Miller likes to write and is good at writing, are, in my opinion, not the kind of comics that Dick Grayson should be in. So, although Dick is not terrible in this, but actually in the book that you'll do the plug for later, since you always do, one of our writers, Alexandra, you wrote a really good article about how Asbar does kind of make sense as a prequel to the
Dark Knight
Returns. Dark Knight Strikes Back.
Okay, yeah.
And that you can, if you read them both, it kind of helps understand why Dick would end up so weird.
Yeah.
In that version, because he wasn't adopted by Bruce Wayne. He was taken in by the goddamn Batman.
I remember reading that in the book. Dick Grayson Boy Wonder, pick it up on Amazon. But it came back to me too as I was reading this. I'm like, oh yeah, this seems like a sequel to his Dark Knight Returns trilogy, which is basically a possible future where it's all grim and gritty. Yeah. He pretty much doesn't say he's the goddamn Batman, but I think he's kind of thinking it, even though you can't see it.
Right, for sure. So, all right, let's talk about some of the first WTF-ness. All right, so Bruce is issue 1. Bruce is watching Dick perform, and Vicky says, "This kid's amazing." And Bruce says, "Yeah, I've had my eye on him for a while. He's something, all right." And then Vicky's like, "You've had your eye on him?" He says, "I've got an eye for talent." So, Bruce has been creeping on Dick before he even goes to the circus? What?
Again, I guess it's more like I'm looking for soldiers. He's looking for cannon fodder, but I think he even says in a later issue, he's like, I was gonna wait till he's older, but damn it, they killed his parents.
Yeah, I mean they do, but it's still weird.
I know. Well, again, Bruce. Bruce.
I mean, it fits with Bruce's ridiculousness, but.
And again, it's
also
just like in regular stories, it's like Bruce sees himself in this kid, but it's so he was like, hey, when I trained, I went down there and ate rats, so hey, I'll make the kids.
That was a ridiculous choice. Why would you eat rats? They're full of diseases, you skank. So I find it interesting also that he has Dick's parents get shot.
Oh yeah, it's like they don't fall off the trapeze. It's like, oh yeah, because they're already on the ground, so I don't know if they were like. Was that supposed to be like a faking us out? It's like, oh wait, they didn't fall. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
Or is that supposed to drive it even more home for Bruce that it's like, oh hey, this kid's standing there with his mother and father. The parents get gunned down. Yep. And again, I think they want, he want to do something a little different. So, here's my question for you as a female comic fan, well, at least a Batman Nightwing comic fan. I don't know. You get a little turned off when like they do like the scantily clad like Vicky Vale towards the beginning of this issue.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't my favorite. I cannot speak for every woman, obviously, but I can definitely safely say that I do not spend my time wandering around my house only wearing my bra and underwear. Like, you wear comfortable clothes when you're wandering around your house, not the lingerie. When you're home alone.
And I know she's up in a high building too, but and meanwhile, walking around in her underwear in front of a huge window too.
That's big city living.
So
that did not ring particularly true for the women that I know. Like I said, I can't speak for all women. Maybe there are some women that walk around their house only in their bra and underwear. But they're matching fancy bra and underwear. I don't know.
Maybe they were trying to hook the teenage boys. I don't know. And like stuff like this, I always think it's like they're trying to do a gateway to get like new, because if you hook, again, look at myself, they hooked me at like 10 years old and I'm still here at 43. So that's that's their mission statement. That's what they want to do.
There you go. I was also confused though with Vicky Vale with all the clothes she put on and random stuff. And then all of a sudden, I guess they were trying to show her changing a bunch of stuff, and then all of a sudden, boom, she was down there. And I was like, you put a bunch of things on, and then you're not even wearing them when you go downstairs.
Well, yeah, I guess it was just hey, trying to figure out what to wear on a date with a millionaire. And she's wearing this fancy dress, and they go to the circus. It's like, okay.
I know, clearly that's not what she expected. I feel like Alfred should have given her a heads up, so she could have worn something more comfortable.
At least pants, yeah.
But whatever, maybe Vicky Vale was like, no way I'd wear this hot dress even to the circus. I mean, Bruce is wearing a suit and tie to the circus.
I mean, I get that, maybe Vicky's after the story of Bruce Wayne, but I don't know. They didn't just like write her as a gold digger. I really didn't like that.
Yeah, Vicky, this stuff's kind of weird with Vicky Vale.
But again, it's Frank Miller. I've said this before. I mean, everyone, if you've read Daredevil Born Again, if you've read, Batman Year One, I'm pretty sure Frank Miller probably has issues with women. It just seems that way from his writing.
Yes.
It doesn't seem to be the most positive light. Well, hell, read these 10 issues. I think Frank Miller has issues with human beings in general.
Correct. Possibly even with rats as well.
See, he's not sexist. He hates everybody.
Yeah, sure. So I also thought an extra gritty touch was how Batman is lacing his batarangs with snake poison.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty intense.
Oh, but, sorry, that splash, do you like that splash page from issue 1 of Dick swinging,
Yeah, doing his little, like, oh, I'm faking you out that I'm gonna fall, but I'm not. Yeah, that was slick.
See, that's some good use of your art, Jim Lee. Come on.
Okay, and now, then this was my question. So, is it Bruce's fault that Vicky ends up in the hospital? Does he crush her? Does he crush his own car with the Batmobile? Or what's up with that?
Well, no. When was that issue 2? I thought Hare and Alfred were chasing those cops who took Dick, and then the cop.
Yeah, they were. Oh, sorry, did I jump ahead?
No, that's fine.
Let me go to the actual issues instead of just my screen caps.
Yeah, no, I think that. Hold on, let me go back because I thought
I couldn't remember if it was at the end of 1.
it seems like Batman's still like chasing him, and I don't know.
Well, because he has Dick. He grabs Dick at the end of. Yeah, he comes roaring in at the end of 1.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning of 2, he's got Dick because he takes Dick from the cops, and then
here we go.
and then you see Alfred kind of trying to.
Yeah, maybe the Batmobile. Is it?
I wasn't quite sure. I mean, because later on, Bruce sends her all those flowers and is like, apologies for Alfred's driving, but you know it's not Alfred's fault.
Well, the Batmobile, it shows the Batmobile. I know it's hitting those cop cars, but I don't know if it hits them too, or...
Right, I don't know. I was a little confused about...
Because Vicky's still taking... Well, she's taking pictures at the end of 1 there.
Right, and the other thing I'm curious is, so then she's kind of beat up, and Alfred's fixing her, but then she starts to remember things, and then she's back in the hospital. So, like, I don't know, does Alfred...
Well, he's bandaging her up at the beginning of 2, Alfred, and...
Right, and then does he inject her with something? Or, I mean, I don't know. Or does she just pass out? Because she goes, Batman, you kidnapped that boy. Why? And then she, like...
I mean, they don't...
back, and then you see...
Yeah, they don't show him inject her, so, I mean, unless it's off panel, I don't know if she just passes out from her injuries or whatever.
Yeah, then you see Alfred holding her in, like, a very vampire-esque pose.
Oh, there you go. Alfred's a vampire. But yeah, I mean, and again, this is so modern comics, they drag stuff out, because, like, most of this issue is just, like, Bruce driving Dick home.
Yeah, I was gonna say, honestly, the first several issues take place...
Like, the same night, yeah.
Yeah, it takes a long time.
Sleep, kid.
Sleep. But then, I mean, Dick does have some funny inner monologue. He's doing a Clint Eastwood impression. This was before Christian Bale. Otherwise, he could have been like, he's doing Christian Bale. But one thing, I mean, I shouldn't expect better because, granted, it was 05 to 08 and Frank Miller is writing. But some of the language he uses, like when Batman goes, "What are you, retarded or something?"
Yeah.
And then the way that, and Dick does it twice, which particularly annoys me since he's my favorite. When Batman just says, "Oh, I call it the Batmobile," he's like, "That's a really queer name for your car." I'm like, no, don't use queer in that way.
Again, yeah, it's Frank Miller, and it's this time frame, yeah. I did notice that. I was reading this. And
Black Canary does it too. I'm like, eh. So yeah, there's some.
I mean, it's sad to say,
language issues they could fix up.
It's sad to say, but I bet you Frank Miller probably still uses that kind of language in private. But you know, what was I going to say? Yeah.
One thing I wonder about is how can all of the cops be bad except Gordon?
I mean, he kind of played it like that in Batman Year One, where it's like, yeah, the force was so corrupt that, you know, as Gordon was coming in from Chicago, and yeah, a lot. That's how a lot of the origins start. It's like, yeah, the apartment's so corrupt, and you know, it starts getting cleaned up when Gordon comes in and Batman.
I mean, I don't doubt that it may be more corrupt, but it seems to me that if seriously everyone was corrupt, if they were that bad, Gordon would have been dead before he made any progress.
I know.
I mean, because, yeah, what were the cops going to do? I mean, Dick's parents were killed, we learned by the Joker, and then what? They were just going to go beat the crap out of, like, why? I'm not even quite sure why the cops were going to go beat the crap out of Dick. I guess because he saw the guy who shot him.
Unless he was going to make a stink about his parent. I don't know. I mean, unless he was supposed to die too, so someone sent the cops to just finish the job. I don't know.
I guess, yeah, because you know, when it traces back to it's the Joker that did it, it's like, I don't know, if it was a mobster that did it, you could almost understand it more.
Yeah. That
the mobster was, you know, these are my cops, that's why they're taking this kid. Or if the cops were going to kill, it should have been, you know, like, oh, the mayor or something, part of this grand conspiracy, one of these acrobats dead. I don't know why.
But it's like, I mean, I know it's a corrupt city, but it's like, if you're really worried about witnesses, you really, like, shoot them in public. I mean, there's
Right, yeah, I guess it seems like oh, so do the cops really not do anything? Like, they never solve any murders?
Yes, no, I'm again, it's like, if you wanted to, I don't know, make, you don't want witnesses, shoot them when they go back to their trailer or something,
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems weird to me, particularly when it turns out it's the Joker, which even the cops don't seem to particularly like Joker. I mean, I could understand if it was, some, important political person, and that's why we have this cover up. But it's just like, I don't know, if we just kill this kid, then we won't have to solve his parents' murder, so we won't have to do any work? I mean, you're really that eager not to do your job?
Maybe.
Seems extreme.
No. But yeah, just Batman's crazy driving. Dick's like, oh no, he's gonna get us killed.
I know, and then the car flies, and then the car sinks.
Dick's just like, is any of this really happening? He's like, this is crazy. What's going on? The car's flying, and then Dick just starts freaking out about how his parents, their brains splashed all over my feet. What's happening? What's happening? This is all crazy. Then Batman answers with,
yes, and then you get a telling bit about Bruce and how he ends up so messed up in this version. If I don't keep the pressure up, he'll find time to grieve. I can't let him grieve. Grief is the enemy. There's no time for grief. There's no room for grief. Grief turns to acceptance, forgiveness.
I mean, child abuse is horrible, but it kind of makes sense with this Batman, especially with this version of Batman, because it's like he never did get therapy after his parents died. He's down in that cave eating rats. So, yeah, people say it about other versions of Batman, but yeah, this Batman is unhinged,
Yes, I mean, it makes it, but it's also...
It's horrible, but it makes sense.
He kind of starts to let Dick grieve at the end of 9, which is why I say you could have ended the series there, and it would be less obviously out there. But also, this is interesting, and I don't know if he's intending to say something about it, but this is part of why Dick ends up different from Bruce in the versions, is because he does grieve, and it does turn into acceptance.
Yes. And once again, for some reason in this version, Alfred's more willing to help. I mean, I guess he tried to help Bruce, but he didn't know how, maybe. But now at this point, he's like, I can't let him turn out like Bruce turned out.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of a constant with Alfred. It's just, normally when people write Batman, even if Bruce is a little rough around the edges, he's not this completely unhinged. Yes. As you said.
All right. Yeah, like we said, a lot. Man, they packed some panels into some of these pages, man.
Yeah, there's like 16 panels.
16 on that one page, yeah. Mm-hmm. 2 pages. He's asking, will you be brave? Yes, I'll be brave. And then get the big R at the end of that issue. Yep. All right. Oh, Lord. Should we get to 3?
Most of 3 is Black Canary, right?
Yes, with the big kick on the front of the...
Right, yeah, that's again the other thing that is, like, you see Black Canary, and they're still in the car!
I know. But yeah, I guess the origin of this Black Canary, she works at the Black Canary bar. So is this like a theme bar, or is she just like 10 bar in a mask every night?
I don't know.
Uh...
Also, that's the thing, is, so, I'm sometimes confused about this timeline, because how is it that they're still in the car, and then you go to Superman, Metropolis 15 hours ago, and Dick Grayson is already on the milk carton.
Oh, Frank Miller.
I don't understand this. Shouldn't it be 15 hours from now? But I mean, how do you even get somebody on a milk carton in 15 hours?
Were we still even doing milk cartons in 2005?
I don't think so. But, maybe Bruce made no, Bruce didn't know. I was like, maybe Bruce made a specialized milk carton just to screw with Clark.
Okay, and I know I've asked Lilith this question before, but it's like that Black Canary costume, that has to be tape or something, because she'd be coming out of that outfit with these fighting moves, especially like leaping through the air. I don't know if it's Jim Lee or what, but it doesn't understand, I don't know, female anatomy or clothing.
I think it's the nature of comic books.
True. But yeah, a lot of this is just her getting in a fight at that bar and then taking off on her motorcycle. But yeah, like you said, they're still in the car.
That's why I'm like, how is he already on the milk carton when they're still in the car?
I mean, are we doing a time jump? Yeah, it's very confusing.
But it says 15 hours ago. That's what, like I said, if it said 15 hours from now, I'd say, okay.
I mean, unless
15 hours ago applies it was in the past.
I mean, when they're in the car, it should have said 15 hours ago. Right. And then we see, I know. Hey, maybe they've been in the car for 15 hours. I don't know.
Maybe.
Better than sleeping in the cave.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. So, all right, now I'm at 4. Oh, yeah, see there, you start out with Vicky Vale. That's what I'm like, what's happening? I'm very confused. How is it that she was talking and stuff, and then now she's practically dead?
Where?
At the hospital, at the beginning of number 4.
Oh, well, I guess she just passed out. Then when she got medical attention, I guess she came to.
No, I know, but then they're like, we're losing her, and they say she dies.
Oh, well, maybe her heart stopped for a couple seconds. Yeah, I don't know. And they're still in the car.
They're still in the car.
And they finally get to the cave.
Right, yeah, but then that's how he's saying, I've had my eye on him for months, the most promising candidate. I'd have waited years before recruiting him. At least until he's old enough to shave. I get it, but still. It's weird that this Batman is so unhinged, yet also actively recruiting people. I mean, on the one hand, it makes sense, but on the other hand, he really does not work and play well with others. So it kind of seems like, why would you be...
He wants an assistant who will do the dirty work, and I'm guessing Alfred is like telling him, I'm not doing certain things. So he's like, okay, I'm going to get a young, impressionable kid who I can, brainwash.
Oh, yeah, so this was my thing. This kind of, whatever, it's, it made me sad when they go into the cave, and the cave is fully stocked already. I like it better because that, originally how it was, is...
like in year 1, there's not that much in that cave, yeah.
Right, and I like the idea that, as it was back in the day, as it was in the beginning, and then like 1940, that Dick helps him with a lot of the collecting, and, I really liked that one that we did that was the Batman Adventures, the animated one where Dick was the one that said, can we keep it, with the robot dinosaur.
And I understand not having any bat paraphernalia in the house, but why wouldn't you put he has historical suits of armor and stuff down in the cave? You could put that stuff in the house. I mean, they show Bruce Wayne was a collector. I mean, remember that Batman 89 movie?
I mean, he's rich. He can do whatever he wants. People let rich people slide with all kinds of
stuff. I don't think anyone's really going to connect him to Batman just from, collecting some suits of armor.
No, that's totally a rich dude thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, not that this is totally my area of expertise, but I feel like, I mean, granted, he has them in those little doohickeys, those little, I don't know, vacuum sealed tubes or whatever. Yeah. But I mean, definitely it would be better probably for those things to not be in a dank cave.
Exactly. But I love
you. But yeah, I kind of wish the dinosaur hadn't been there, and then he and Dick could get the dinosaur together.
Exactly. But yeah, Alfred says Vicky's in a bad way, and Bruce says, call Eckhart in Paris, get him there. He can do anything. And Alfred's like, he'll never get here in time. He's like, call that clown in Metropolis. Call Ken at the Daily Planet. He'll take care of it. Oh, and tell him Batman considers this a personal favor. Oh yeah, this is another Frank Miller trope. He loves to have Batman and Superman be at constant odds with each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he does not write the rest of the Justice League particularly well.
But he's like, yes, I know who you are, Kent, but you have no idea who I am. I'm a detective. I'm not mightier than the pounding surf. I don't leap tall buildings with a single bound, but I am smart. One hell of a lot smarter than you'll ever be. Oh,
way to stay humble there, Bruce. I do like how Dick is doing flips to get out of the car and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, Dick's like, you got something I can wear besides these tights? And again, oh my god. And then this whole thing, I mean, come on, Frank Miller. He's like, come on. He's like, I'm all, you have something I can wear. I'm all sweaty and dirty, and I still have my mom and dad's blood and stuff all over me. I mean, come on, Bruce. At least let him wash his parents' blood off him. Because, again, Bruce gives the flashback. Remember when he was that kid?
Yeah. But they try to say he's 6, and he looks way bigger than 6 in that picture. Also, like, I think Frank Miller, I've never seen him be as young as 6. I thought usually with Bruce it's like 8, 10, 12.
I'm thinking here, maybe that was Frank Miller's whole thing, though, too, with this. It's like he has him witness this at a younger age, so it messes him up even more mentally.
Yeah, could be.
Oh, Lord. But then Dick's like, well, he's like, where am I supposed to sleep? And Bruce is like, it's anywhere. It's a big cave. Yeah, what am I supposed to eat? I'm really hungry. Like I said, it's a big cave. There's plenty to eat. Your food will present itself. That's when he sees the bats and rats, yeah.
Batman is a creep. Truth.
So we just see Dick sitting on the floor of the cave. We see Superman bringing that doctor in. And then
we see Dick wakes up. He's in pajamas. He has blankets. And there's food. Yay!
Yeah, burgers and fries. What young boy could resist burgers and fries? Yeah. And Bruce just yelling at Alfred, what the hell are you doing?
Alfred, that boy will not be reduced to eating rats, sir.
And Bruce like, I was. And Alfred's like, no, you chose that.
You chose your time below, living like a rat yourself. You chose this life. And it has chosen him. Sir, I am your butler. I am your aide. I am your medic. I am not, however, your slave. Unhand me. Boom! Alfred laying down the law. Yeah!
I know, then Batman on that last splash page walking away. Alfred just told me to go take a flying leap. The little brat is going to ruin everything.
Like, you're the one that kidnapped him, dude!
I know, exactly. I thought you were doing your homework on him, Bruce. Come on.
I'm like, well, you're the one that kidnapped him and then took him into cave and said you're gonna, do this. You could have kidnapped him and then helped him find a different family.
Yes. So, and then issue 5, we get Wonder Woman, a very angry Wonder Woman, because, you women get angry like that.
I mean, I did think it was kind of funny when she said, out of my way, sperm bank. But yeah, generally she is not well written.
Yeah, I know. Okay, here's a question. Has there been one female character in this series who we have not seen their cleavage so far?
Then we get some major unhinged Bruce. He's sitting there laughing and thinking, I love being the goddamn Batman.
Yeah. Where's that part? He's like, I should be exhausted. I haven't slept in days. So that don't help matters either. But I can't get tired, no matter how I try. Not on a night like this. Not with my pulse pounding my ears and dear Gotham calling to me like a sultry siren. Oh, jeez. And he says where he parked the Batmobile, and he's like, taking a chance some loser might get some ideas, spot it, and try to get himself electrocuted, try to steal it.
Oh, here's another thing. I don't think I've ever seen Alfred as naked, or with as few clothes on, I should say, as you do in this book. Because when he was patching up Vicky Vale, he didn't have a shirt on. Well, I assume because he was using his shirt to wrap around her.
Yeah, like.
And then they show him, like, basically wearing nothing when he's on the punching bag. And it's weird, because you always see Alfred so dressed up.
Trying to make this Alfred a badass, I guess. Oh. Maybe just get Bruce, just get Bruce beating on these criminals, stops a mugging or something. Saves this woman. Thank you, I love you. I mean, I guess there are weird people in Gotham, but I mean, this woman gets into it. I mean, she starts kicking her attackers too, but I mean, you see the Batman come down and just like basically break these guys who attacked you, or you're going to be like, I love you. I almost saw you murder people.
You are when Frank Miller writes you.
Oh, true. Again, yeah, he gets women, doesn't he?
Yes. Anyway, yeah, then the ones are... Oh, yeah, I was just noticing, this is still... I jumped ahead to 6. This is still when they were just saying Batman created by Bob Kane.
Yep.
In the more recent years, they've added Bill Finger in, giving him the recognition he deserves.
Oh, yeah, that's only been in the last, I don't think, even 5 years. So, yeah, that's very recent.
Oh, really? It was even after New 52?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I think there was his, was it his niece or somebody? Yeah, they were fighting for that for the longest time. Yeah, I think that came within the last 5 years or so.
As well they should.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, remember at the end of issue 5 is when Dick picks up that big axe.
Yep. I'm like, cool.
Oh, so issue 6, we got Barbara on the cover.
Yep. I find it interesting how they will say, I mean, Yeah, I guess damn's not really that bad of a word. How they'll be like, I'm the goddamn Batman, but apparently you're not allowed to say shit in a comic?
I guess not. Yeah, I guess that's, hey, a damn holds water, but, Oh my God, I remember the controversy. I think was it issue 10? That might have been what got him canceled. One of these issues, like, how they, like, use those black bars to, like, cover over all the naughty words?
Yeah.
What?
And they didn't, right?
Well, there was like a printing error. Like the bars were there, but I guess you could see through them, kind of. So yeah, I know they got in trouble for that. I forget if they tried to scrap those and like send out new copies. So there might, so people, you might have some valuable banned comics out there.
Well, at least when they show Barbara, they don't show her.
Yeah, but I think they're
Which
trying.
Is good since she's 15.
Yeah, because they're trying to play her as young and innocent. So Gordon's talking to Sarah on the phone. Yeah, his wife's a drunk. Yeah.
Do you notice when Batgirl jumps out the window, she has like little charms or something kind of around her waist, and it's everybody in the Justice League. I see Superman, and I think I see some a Flash one and a Green Lantern.
15-year-old girl. But where'd you get that grappling hook? Army surplus. Oh, Lord. Oh, but speaking of teenagers, we see Jimmy Olsen coming to See, that's what I was thinking before. I'm like, in like issue 1 or so, I'm like, are they trying to paint her like as some version of like Lois Lane? I guess so, because Jimmy Olsen's coming to visit Vicky Vale. Yeah.
And then Bruce, see that? That's when he says, my apologies for Alfred's driving. Whatever, that wasn't even Alfred's fault. It was your fault.
Please don't sue me.
Well, it's not like she knows it's him.
Well, again, it's a rich poor guy. He can't say it's his fault. He's probably afraid of a lawsuit.
Well, I mean, he can't. Well, it was Batman that busted her up, so yeah, he can't say it. But
true. Yeah. Well, we don't see anything here, but yeah, another scene of Vicky stripping down. This girl cannot keep her clothes on.
Black Canary.
Oh, good Lord! The scene of
creepy dude with like worms coming out of his face.
Yeah, beating these guys on the docks, and then Batman's looking for this Jocko boy.
Also, at the end, when he busts in, and even Black Canary goes, it's the goddamn Batman. This is why people make these jokes.
That's right. Last panel, she's like, it's the goddamn Batman.
And on the back, mine has like the variant covers, and she has a little R on it. 7 is 7 the notorious one where they get it on the dock?
I think so. I'm opening this up now. Yeah,
here she is. She's
I was gonna say, especially for this reread, I read most of these like in one sitting, so yeah, they kind of blur together. Yep, this is it. See how they get it on the dock. I'm assuming they take off the bare minimum. Yeah. Frank Miller. I mean, if you want to say there's an attraction, but it's like, okay, like have they even been in the? They've met not even for 5 minutes, and they're already doing it. Okay, Frank Miller.
I guess if they're both unhinged.
I guess.
Then we get to Dick killing a rat. I mean, killing a rat, fair enough. Rats suck. But then, ew, it looks like he tried to eat it. Well, that's nasty.
Well, he's hungry.
Yeah, but you're not going to eat raw rat.
Well, that or starve to death. Because it has Bruce forbade Alfred from giving you any more food.
Yeah, I think Alfred would tell Bruce to stick it.
How long has he been in this cave? 15 hours?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. Yeah, it's like now how much time is passing? First, time passed so slowly, and now we have no idea. I mean, Dick's still wearing those same pajamas.
Yeah. Well, he's like...
But, I mean, that could be because... I mean, how are you going to tell how much time has passed in a cave?
True. And Bruce says, he's like, here's the man who murdered your parents. And he's like, what are you going to do? Time for you to decide. Are you an Avenger or a detective? And Dick comes up with that axe. You've got a choice to make, and you have to make it now. Avenger or detective? What's it going to be? Then we see Dick raise that axe and bring it down, but guess he just hits him just enough to make him bleed. Take that.
Well, he cuts the masking tape.
Yep. Because he's like, you little SOB, and he's like, you'll talk when I tell you to, bastard. And he kicks him. So Dick basically kicks his butt, but guess doesn't kill him. But then, Dick's like, who hired you? And then Bruce is thinking, Jocko Boy talks. I don't like the answer. Not one bit, because at the end...
The Joker!
The big Joker card, yep. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, we get a big Joker card. Which brings us to issue 8. The big Joker, the big tattoo on his back. Oh my god, this was, what's his name before we got him in Suicide Squad?
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto, yeah. At least that's not the girl, but yeah, he's got a big tattoo, and dragon tattoo on his back. Why dragon? Wouldn't it be
Super skinny.
Would it be like a clown or something?
But then he kills that woman, right?
Yes. Well, again, he slept with this woman because that's what they're there for. Yes, and then
and then he kills her, and then he takes the other woman who is not wearing a top and is wearing Nazi swastika pasties on her breasts to.
Well, she must be a Frank. She must be a Frank Miller favorite because she was in The Dark Knight Returns. So
I was like, "What is this?"
I think that's a Frank Miller original creation. So, but no, the woman, the Joker.
I mean, as we read in the Batman and Captain America, even the Joker doesn't like Nazis.
I know.
So what is this?
Frank Miller.
As he says, he might be a psycho, but he's an American one.
That's right. And that woman he killed, she's an attorney. It's like, I know there's a lot of crazy people in Gotham, but wouldn't an attorney be smart enough to maybe be like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have any dealings with the Joker? Get me killed.
Apparently not.
So then back to the cave. Dick's like, who is this Joker guy? He's a very bad...
Also, the way Batman goes back and forth, his inner monologue is, again, a sign of how unhinged he is, because he'll be, oh, he's a born detective. I'm starting to like this snot. I've always been the smartest kid in the class, but this Grayson, he's something, which is nice to see as Dick Grayson fans. But then, as soon as Dick says one thing that he doesn't like, he's like, that Brad, he sucks.
Well, yeah, and then I think you brought up about, why a mask and a costume, and he's like, so you'll have a secret identity, stupid, so nobody will be able to find you when you aren't working, so they won't get a chance to kill you. You'd be no use to me as a corpse. So literally, this is the Batman. Why does Batman wear dark colors? He doesn't get shot. Why does Robin wear bright colors so Batman doesn't get shot?
You ask a question, what's up with the T-Rex? Like, shut up. I'm like, whatever, that T-Rex is sweet.
Shut up.
Yeah, see, then he's like, he was just saying he's special, he's smart, and then he's like, I can't wait to get away from that snot. He's driving me nuts with all his questions. I just asked him about the dinosaurs.
That's a child, Bruce. Get to work on your costume. Get yourself a damn mask. And then, yeah, Bruce leaves the cave, but he sees a signal in the sky, but not the bat signal. It's a Green Lantern.
The lanterns.
That moron. But he dumps Jocko off in the river. I love he's like, yeah, Jocko's like, why are there maggots in my throat? Your condition is permanent. You're never going to get better. And Batman's like, it's a lie. I guess he drugged them, but wait a minute. Yeah, so editor's note. We can't print Jocko Boy's response due to standards of decency. The response demands an anatomical impossibility. But we can say and do everything else we've done in this book.
Right, exactly. I know, like, okay.
Maybe we can't at least black bar it? Come on.
Yeah, for real. They just didn't want to have to come up with something amazing, so they just, like, and then Dick is envisioning Robin Hood.
Yep. And then we see Alfred's talking to him from the shadows. He's like, I need tights and a mask. Very good, sir.
I'm impressed how Dick's like, oh yeah, he's British. South Kensington from the sound of it. Dang.
Well, I guess the circus traveled the world, so maybe he knows. So yeah, he's practicing with a bow and arrow. And then we see Batman meet up with Hal Jordan. And again, he's like, what do you want, Jordan? How do you know my name? I know everything. Where are you? I'm everywhere and nowhere. What do you want? He's worse than Kent. Yeah, basically just thinking what an idiot Hal Jordan is. He's like, what do you want? We just want to talk. Okay, we'll talk. 37 East Robertson, Crime Alley, the basement, 12 hours from now. Is this real 12 hours, or is this All-Star Batman and Robin 12 hours?
It's All-Star Batman and Robin 12 hours. They get a lot done.
Yes. So as Batman leaves Green Lantern, we see Joker meeting up with Catwoman. And then we see Dick's costume in the cave, and Bruce is
looks kind of Damien-esque.
Yeah, he's like, call me Hood. He's like, really? He's like, you know what any thug with half a brain would do with that hood? And he pulls it over his face. Lose the hood. You're Robin. So another version where Bruce gives him his name.
It kind of came out with the colors and stuff, at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. This version is too gritty for Frank Miller to be like, oh yeah, my mom used to call me that. No.
Yeah, no. Then we get to issue 9. See, I told you, Bruce got the Dick from the circus so he could do all the grunt work, because, they're going to meet up with Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, so I guess they're going with the classic, the ring can't affect anything yellow, so he has Dick paint the whole room yellow. Yeah, even they're painted yellow.
Them yellow, and they're even... It's pretty intense.
Come on, Frank Miller. That was only back in the day when Parallax was still trapped in the central power battery, Frank Miller.
I like how in this one, though, Dick comes out of that. You see him walking in the...
I know.
down in that doorway, and he's got ice cream cone in his hand.
But again, hey, you want some lemonade? Get it? Because it's a yellow drink. Yep. But yeah, they're basically like, you kidnapped the kid. And again, they're like, we know it's Dick Grayson. You kidnapped Dick Grayson. It's like, no, it's not.
I know, Bruce all like, maybe not.
No, didn't you see the papers? Dick Grayson, he's back at child services. Yeah. Because, Green Lantern took a punch or two with Batman. And how Jordan's like, I don't know. I don't buy it.
Keep up.
I love how
You're right, Hal. Don't buy it.
I love how Dick's like, oh, you know what? Maybe he has a point. Maybe I am Dick Grayson. Hal, don't try to confuse me, damn it. But he's like, I was going to spin you this big tale about who this kid was, but nah. I don't like you and I don't like you, but you wear the tights. That's got to count for something.
You think when he says, this isn't my sidekick, he's my protege, I first met him 6 years ago on a trip to Istanbul. Do you think that's true? I mean, he says he's had his eye on him for a while.
Well, no, I think, isn't that part of what he says? He's like, I was going to tell you about this whole thing about, this whole story about how I met him 6 years ago on a trip to Istanbul, but nah, I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, that's right.
I do like how Dick takes that ring off his finger.
Yeah, how is he doing it? Do they show it, or does he just do it?
No, he's like, hey, where's that ring on your finger? And then they show Dick holding it, so, so I guess...
Right, okay, but they don't show him taking it.
I guess he's like a pickpocket, like pickpocket skills. But yeah, so then Hal tries to chase him. Dick throws the ring to Batman, who puts it in his yellow utility belt. And then Dick basically is just handing Hal his butt. And then basically...
Right, yeah, I mean, he's like really kind of beating him up for no reason, right?
I guess, but then he like goes for like a killing blow and like crushes his throat because Batman has to trach him.
Yeah.
And Bruce finally takes off his mask for this is the first time we've seen him without a mask on since issue 1.
Yeah.
Because Dick's like, this is the weirdest time to find out that Bruce Wayne is Batman.
But you think, wouldn't he have already known?
I mean, why? I mean, he took him to the cave. I guess there's nothing.
Well, but when he has that, like, Dick's coming, I mean, didn't they have kind of a little, I guess that's true. It hasn't totally resolved. Dick, they stick him in the hospital and he's like, Batman took me. I mean, but Bruce Wayne has to adopt him or get him as his ward at some point in this universe.
Yeah, but
I don't think that's...
Not yet, I don't think.
So what, he just goes to the hospital and then Batman just re-kidnaps him?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of unexplained. But yeah, then he's fighting Hal, and then, he doesn't even really know what he did wrong. Batman's like, you little snot. And he's like, boss, I don't get it. What'd I do? Yeah, so I mean, he does just find out that he's Bruce Wayne, but I don't know how he didn't know.
Yeah.
Already. I guess I was thinking that Bruce had taken him to do I don't know.
But yeah, like even after they're done, and Dick's, thinking, I almost killed a man tonight, a man who never did me any harm, and I enjoyed every second of it. I wanted to kill him. My tongue's all swelled up and my throat's gone so dry it's like I've got razor blades stuck in it.
Yeah, that part I thought was kind of weird. I didn't feel like I don't know, that kind of doesn't feel like it fits with what he was saying before. And he's like, I don't get it. What did I do? Did I do something wrong? Like, it kind of seems like he didn't know. And then now he's like, I wanted to kill him. And I enjoyed it. I don't know. I guess it felt more like he was fighting, and because he's not totally trained, he didn't know.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, I think it's also, too, it's like, Bruce hasn't even let him really give him time to mourn his parents, and now he's, like, throwing him into this craziness.
Right, I mean, because it's just been a couple days.
Oh, yeah.
Because they said the thing where he was, Batman's this was yesterday.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it can't have been that many days.
But yeah, so he finally takes Dick to the cemetery. He's like, find him, say goodbye. So yeah, you're right. I mean, this was issue 9. They could have ended it there.
And wait, they have a hug. They have a hug.
Finally.
Which is why I always feel like Bruce and Dick should hug more in the regular comics. Because if we can get a goddamn hug from the goddamn Batman,
exactly,
then regular Bruce Wayne can dole out hugs too.
Exactly.
So yeah, also gravestones spring up really quickly here because feels like, I mean, it could have been maybe, a week?
15 hours ago.
That might have been, the 15 hours might have been 15 hours ago.
Maybe.
It's been a few days, but not that long. But yeah, that's why I said, if they had ended it at, it wouldn't have been ideal, but it kind of feels like an ending.
It would have been a better ending than what we get in the end.
Yeah, it would have been less obvious that they just stopped and didn't keep going.
Yeah.
So I feel like the first 9 issues was kind of supposed to be that first arc of Batman being unhinged and first taking Dick in and then realizing I need to let him grieve so that he doesn't go off the wall so that he can be a good partner. Yeah,
it sounds like the plan was to go to 15 or 16 at least, but 10 that ended up being the last one, kids.
Right, but then 10, okay, there we go. 1 week later, so now we've got a little bit of time established.
Yeah, basically, we see Gordon basically leaving a tip for Batman and Robin.
You know what? Here's the other thing. I mean, it's fine, but also, so Dick has that outfit, the hood outfit, and then now he's Robin. You don't think that this douchebag Batman never would have said anything like, why are you wearing pants, kid?
I know. Unless Bruce liked it better. I don't know. And again, it's like, I mean, we kind of skipped a few steps. Yeah, like Dick's costume, and it's like, okay, when did Gordon ever meet Batman? Yeah. But, Dick and Batman go underground, find a beaten up Catwoman.
Yeah, by Joker.
Yep.
Yes, this is it. Number 10. This is where they got in trouble, right?
I think so, yeah, with all those bars. Yeah, because Barbara's like fighting these guys in the arcade, and there's black bars all over, censoring all kinds of words. Yep. The print version of
Indeed.
With such classic dialogue as me, that little stole my board.
Yep. And we're back to Black Canary,
who's also been beating up some men.
Yes. 7 minutes later, she's motorcycling out of there.
So
6 minutes later, he's trying to call Barbara.
Oh yeah, Gordon.
And now we're 13 minutes ago. So boom, right before, and a cop gets her. Yeah, gets her and a couple other people.
She gets arrested. Yep. And then Gordon's wife's in the hospital. So wait, did they say what happened to his wife? Did she fall down or something? Or oh yeah, face planted outside a Quick Mart. So probably drunk. And then Merkel's trying to tell him about Barbara, and he's like, no, not right now. Then we see, finally Gordon.
It's like, it's her only call. And then finally he's like, only call!
I love after the hospital when he finally gets to Barbara. Pretty damn soon.
Yeah.
Assault, battery, destruction of public property. Incitement to riot. I dressed up like Batman because he looked cool. And that's the only reason. Blaming Batman is what I did was wrong and it was my own fault. Does Mom know yet? Yeah, so they were really setting something up here because at least half this issue is Gordon and Barbara, and then he's on the phone with Sarah at the end. Again, literally the last page says to be continued.
Yep. Should
have been to be continued. Never. Yeah, because basically all Dick and Bruce do is get the tip, and then they find Catwoman.
Right, well, and something's got to happen with Joker.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Is he gonna, since he's all gritty, was he gonna have Barbara, become Oracle sooner?
And again, I mean, with more issues, would we have eventually gotten back to Vicky Vale?
Oh, yeah. What's happening to her?
I mean, she got last we saw, she was leaving the hospital with Jimmy. That was it.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, well, and what's up with Wonder Woman and all the other...
The rest of the league, yeah. Yep.
There's a lot of threads left hanging. To a certain extent. I feel like he was trying to do more than one should reasonably do.
Why I think too, the original plan was at least for 15 and 16, and then I think they thought it was going to be so popular that people were going to demand more, so they were going to have to do more issues.
I mean, it was pretty ridiculous. Maybe if they had been more consistent, people would have demanded more. But yeah, I mean, it's just unhinged is the best way. And yeah, there's just so much child abuse. You're like, what is happening?
And I think this story would have went over better if it hadn't been Batman in his cast. I think if it had been like completely original characters, people would have been a little more okay with it.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I don't know. It's like if the Batman origin story was on acid or something. I don't know.
The goddamn Batman.
But I mean, it has a couple things. I like the hug.
Yes.
Like the hug.
Well, of course. Anytime that hug comes up, you're always
obviously. And even though he's totally ridiculous, sometimes in Bruce's inner monologue, he does manage to say nice things about Dick.
Oh yeah.
So that's nice. And Alfred's pretty cool as always.
Yes. All right.
And the art is good. I mean, the art is very good.
Oh yeah, it's Jim Lee. Yeah, he always.
I mean, aside from we could have
less nudity and stuff. Yeah. No, he does. He draws like a good Batman and stuff. Yeah. All right. So, anything else? Should we cut it there?
I'm just gonna say that even though this stuff is left unfinished, I think I'm actually kind of glad that he didn't continue on and finish up his origin of Robin, because I think, that would have just...
Oh my god, can you imagine...
Tainted something sacred.
Can you imagine if this had gone on long enough, we might have got the goddamn Nightwing?
No.
Ew.
No.
Oh my god, can you imagine how crazy Jason would have been?
Maybe Frank Miller's secretly writing Titans.
Oh, baby. Okay, I know you did a lot of this today, but what grade would you give these 10 issues?
Oh, well, in terms of thinking outside the box, I'd say A for effort. In terms of cohesive narrative that makes sense and isn't ridiculous, F.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm trying to weigh the good in this.
I mean, actually, I should say, there is a narrative.
Yeah.
Characterization is not so great.
I mean, the art's good, but it just seems like, I don't know if Frank Miller's pandering to himself or trying to get the teenage boys, but yeah, I don't know. I think I gotta give this a straight up D for the goddamn Batman.
Yeah, I mean, Batman's just too off the rails. There's just too much child abuse. And if Batman were really like this, people wouldn't like him as much as they do.
And again, it's like those first, 5 or 6 issues take place in 15 hours.
Or do they? Because I feel like the timeline's kind of off. I think it might be fewer than 15 hours.
I mean, yeah, Vicky crashes, goes to the hospital. They get Superman to bring the doctor in, all while they're in that car.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like each issue is basically an hour.
It's like 24.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got through that. So, should we tell them what's coming next week?
Yeah, what is coming next week? What are we rewarding ourselves with?
All right, so we're back to Dick Grayson as Nightwing, because we're going to be talking Infinite Crisis and the Infinite Crisis crossover issue Teen Titans 33.
Nice.
With Nightwing and Superboy.
Sweet.
So, there you go, kids.
I know I picked this one.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. So, yes, go read your Infinite Crisis and Teen Titans 33 from 2006, kids.
Actually, mostly just read the parts about Infinite Crisis that talk about Dick Grayson. I don't want to talk about all the other stuff.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. All right, kids. So yes, so send your thoughts. I mean, you can send in your thoughts on All-Star Batman and Robin. We can read them next time. But yes, definitely send your thoughts on Infinite Crisis and Teen Titans 33. I send your thoughts on Titans episodes. I was just looking it up. I think the Nightwing issue, the new one, comes out in 2 weeks. So once that drops, send your thoughts. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Nightwing News on Facebook, on Twitter. Go join the Bloodhaven Bulletin, our Facebook fan group. Find links to all the various social medias for all the shows on the Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks. Find a link to this YouTube channel. Yes, you can watch videos of every episode we do. And most importantly, please, if you can, please sign up for our Patreon. Get some nice uncensored content there every month. I mean, we're planning more and more stuff. Once again, Southgate Media Group is no more. The team has put their faith in myself and each other. So please, if you can, anything helps. Or if you just want to make a one-time deposit, go pick up some merchandise. We're at Teespring now. So we still got cups, we still got t-shirts, we still got phone cases, and it looks like they have lots of more merchandise. So I'm gonna have to set that up. But yes, links to all of the things I just mentioned, all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capes and lunatics. And exclusive, Lilith Hellfire is working on a website, so for us, that's right. And speaking of the women of this team, yes, go support Kristen. Go pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. Get the inside scoop.
Read Alexandra's article about Asbar.
Oh, yes. There's an article in there on All-Star Batman and Robin, so.
It'll give you a new appreciation for this crap show.
That's right. It'll be nice and polite, not like this Frank Miller story stuff.
And shut your filthy mouth.
Sounds like Batman. All right, kids. Thank you for joining us again. Come back next week for Infinite Crisis, Teen Titans 33, and Titan Season 3, Episode 11. Nicole's coming.
Which 11 times 3 is 33. Oh!
She can see the future.
Like a riddle.
Oh yeah, remember kids, the Batman is coming in beginning of March.
That's going to be interesting.
I hope it's good.
Probably not.
We're getting all these movies we've never seen before, kids. Spider-Man's in December, Batman is in March. Alright, but enough about those guys. Again, join us next time. Same wing time.
Same wing channel.
The Nightwing. The goddamn Nightwing news.
I am Connor from the House of L.
And I am Ray from the House of Zod.
We are two of the many, many survivors of Krypton's destruction, and we have made our home in Australia, and dare I say, have become Australians, for better or worse. But we have also decided to read Superman comics, read Superman books, watch Superman shows, cartoons, movies, basically everything Superman, and from an Australian perspective as well. Whether you're a seasoned fan, like me,
Or whether you are coming in fresh, wide-eyed and wanting to learn more like me, then this podcast is for you. Join us for our bi-weekly adventures available on all good podcast catchers.
so just search for Last Sons of Krypton, a Superman podcast. We'll be coming to you from Australia or some cosmic dimension, wherever we are that week. Up,
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 and away.